All right. So this is the part of our show where we're going to read a Bible verse and have a little mini Bible study. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in the South, Southern Baptist, heavy in the church as a kid, but around teenager, around, I don't know, like 14, 15, I think, we kind of stopped going to church. Slowly. We slowly stopped going.
Family.
As a family, yeah, yeah. I think a lot had to do with the internet.
Yeah.
No lie. I feel like us getting access to the internet kind of gave us different perspectives on things. So we kind of just slowly started, exploring other things. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we always have been believers, though, still to this day. Like, our faith is rooted in the church, in God, in Christianity, Yeah. But, all the traditional things and traditional beliefs, we kind of don't fall into that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you grew up?
I grew up Catholic. Went to Catholic school from kindergarten to grade 12. And so kind of the same thing. We went to church like every Sunday in my family. I wouldn't say we were super like strict Catholic, but our parents definitely made us go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
As I got older, I stopped going to church years ago, but I just felt like I still believe, I still have the values, and I'm very like grateful for my upbringing and to have this faith, but I don't think it's necessary for me to go to church. Okay. Personally. Yeah. That is why I stopped going to church.
No, I got you. Yeah, yeah.
And so I think as we're getting older, I think we started talking about like these types of values, and you were heavy into like studying the Bible and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think in the Catholic Church, I don't know if it was just me and like my experience, but like I don't really remember a lot of stories from the Bible. I would go to church and I'd kind of turn my mind off and not really pay attention. So yeah. Anyways, we had this idea to go like to do some Bible studies together and see kind of where we're both at as far as our perspectives and how we align, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's important. Especially when we talk about building a family together. You know what I'm saying? See what we believe. And I think it's what we have to, between us, is there's no right or wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's no right or wrong or whatever. Yeah. Because we come from two different worlds. So obviously, it could be something that you believe, I don't believe, blah, blah, blah. Or anybody. Like, I feel like what a person believes is kind of like on them. So I think we have to keep an open mind on that. And I just think it'll be fun because religion is one of my favorite pastimes to like binge on. It's I don't care what the religion is. I'm like, I just want to know why they believe it. You know what I mean? Or what is it about?
You want to understand more like other people's perspective.
Because growing up, I only had Reverend Brooks. That was the Reverend. I only heard.
Was that the Reverend at your church?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I only heard his perspective my whole upbringing. I want to know, and even in my same town, I had my grandpa, who started coming around later on in my life, and he was like my favorite speaker. He was a pastor.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And so I would love to hear him talk, but it was totally different
than what you were taught in church
from Pastor Brooks. It was totally different, like the delivery, you know what I mean? And he just he made it easier to understand. Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot of fluff on it. Like talking about grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah. He made it relatable.
Like you could see he was living what he was talking about.
Yeah.
It wasn't it wasn't a lot of drama. It was just teaching. And that's what I like. I like to be taught. I don't like to be screamed at, preached at.
Yes.
I just want to know
I agree. What's the message here?
Yeah, what's the message?
Yeah,
deliver it the best way so I can have some type of understanding.
Yes. So, I agree with that. I
went way too far with that. But anyway.
That's okay. I feel like we're going to find our footing eventually.
I went way too far.
I like to hear what you think.
I
I like to hear the rants, especially from you. I feel like you go like off. You could go off for like an hour, and it's the best. I feel like I just went off for an hour too, though.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
did.
fine.
Yeah, this is what this is for. I think. I feel like this is what the show is for. I feel like. Mm-hmm. All right, you want me to read this?
Yeah.
Bear with me.
Okay.
Let him use me. All right, so you don't know what that. Let him use me. All right, anyway, the verse of the day, and we're just using the Bible app. Whatever pops up is what we're going with for the day.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna try to understand it the best way we know how. Mm-hmm. Feel free to comment whatever you want to comment. All right, Romans 8:11. Here we go. The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you.
Okay, let's stop there. Why don't we just do one sentence at a time?
All right,
this
cool.
is a lot for me.
All
This
right.
is like reminding me of school.
It does, yes. Yeah.
The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. Okay.
You
Okay.
get that. Yeah.
I get that. Okay. The Spirit lives in you.
Yeah. The one that's so powerful. Mm-hmm. Now you got to dig deep in the Bible now.
You're so stupid.
Gotta dig deep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because she's like the Spirit. It ain't just the Spirit. It's the
not
Spirit who raised Jesus
God.
from the dead.
Oh my God.
That's
yes,
how powerful
got
that
it.
Spirit is.
It's like the
that
Spirit.
same Spirit that did that is in you and me. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that powerful Spirit is what that Spirit of God brought him back from the dead. That same is in us. Mm-hmm. And just as God raised Jesus Christ from the dead, He will give life to your mortal bodies by this same Spirit living within you. So, what do you get from that? What do you think?
Just as God raised Christ Jesus from the dead. Okay, so God did all this to raise Christ from the dead. Mm-hmm. He will do the same thing for you.
Exactly.
He will raise you from the dead, from the depths of your soul.
Okay.
From your lowest lows.
There you go.
He will raise you from your lowest lows.
Let Him use you.
To your greatest good.
There it is. Yes. I think that's...
to your fullest potential.
There you
He
go.
will raise you.
Yeah.
That's what that means?
That's what that means. Yeah.
Okay, just like God did for... Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this really is just like telling you... Well, okay, this is really telling you like to believe that God will raise you.
Yeah. Okay.
Raise you up from your lowest low. Like, have faith that God will do this for you because He did this for Jesus.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad it gets, how low you get.
Yeah.
You got to remember what that Spirit did for Jesus and what it can do for you.
Yeah.
That same thing is in you. So like, if you believe that and you allow it, it's gonna bring you out of it. You just gotta keep the faith.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta keep believing.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Romans this is from Romans 8.
Romans 8 and 11.
Is this in the New Testament?
Have no clue.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
With that. I used to know all the books.
I feel like,
had to,
okay, I thought you knew them.
No, I used to, but this because as a kid, you get like a prize for knowing all the books.
Oh,
something to do in Bible study or something like that.
It.
Yeah, you just memorized it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that was good though.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
Because I feel like it reminds you to like have faith that everything will work out.
Yeah.
We
just said that before we did this. Remember? He's like, everything always works out.
Yeah.
You ever said that? Yeah.
Everything always does work out. Really.
Everything.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. And not the way maybe that you wanted it to. Like, for example, us being in Seattle was not the plan.
Not the plan. Not the plan at all.
But here we are. We're healthy. We are grateful.
Yeah. We're healthy. We're able.
And we are
and
able. And
we're doing it. Mm-hmm. We're making it work. It's definitely the ideal situation for me, speaking personally.
Yeah.
Seattle isn't. But we here, trying to make the most out of it. And I definitely get into where I get low in my head. And I just got to keep reminding myself that it's going to work out. I have to always keep going back to my roots, the Bible.
Just like this,
Just like this. Reminding myself that it's going to work out. No matter what. It always has. And it always will.
And always will.
Yeah.
Always looking out for ya.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like I am so grateful to have faith in something because I feel like if you're, at your lowest low, something tragic happens, whatever, it's like, what do you lean on? Like, what do you believe in? You really truly just believe in like yourself to like lift yourself up from something? Because like,
yeah, it's true.
I mean,
it's true. Yeah.
When you're at your lowest lows, like, and like when you're at your lowest lows, like, who are you praying to? What are you praying to? How do you think things are gonna get better?
Right. That's
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
Because for me, when I was at my lowest of lows, like tragedy, literal tragedy struck. Mm-hmm. You're crying and you're like so low. Of course, like for me, I prayed. That's the only thing. That's like the only thing that got me out of a funk.
Yeah.
And like it renews you and you're like, everything is gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. And like every day you're praying, and then everything is fine.
It's fine, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
I either sometimes like when people say they don't believe in nothing, it's either one, I don't believe them. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're ashamed to say what they believe in, or maybe they're just confused on what they believe. Maybe they believe a few different things and don't want to sound wrong. I think that's the thing with people. People don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. Mm-hmm. There's so many consequences for stating your opinion.
Totally. I know. Yeah.
But it's either I don't believe them, but I was like, you got to believe in something, or I feel bad for them for not having anything to believe in. Because I think there is a time where people feel like they don't have anything to believe in. And or they don't know what, I just feel bad. I'm like, dang, what
yeah.
What you gonna do? If you
like, good luck.
Yeah, almost. It's like, geez.
Or like give them a cross, or like
I don't know. It's like you just gotta pray for them, and that's it. Like,
but you know what? Like, those people who would hear you say something like that are probably thinking the same thing about us.
Maybe.
Like,
yeah.
Why do you believe in something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why can't you rely on yourself to get yourself out? I don't know what.
Yeah,
but
that's why I think that's why I like I said earlier, there's no right or wrong answers.
Yeah. Because
all this stuff is really personal. Like it really is. Like what I believe in only has to do with me. If when it's my time to go, that's it. It ain't like y'all going with me. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever I believe in, that's all that matters. So like, I feel like it's, it's important to like validate what people believe, whether you agree with it or not. Let them have their belief, and stop making people feel wrong for believing what they believe.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
My ex-girlfriend didn't believe in nothing.
I feel like you told me that.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. Like it was such a weird.
Did you think it was gonna bother you though? When you first started dating?
Kind of. But I didn't find out till we was in a relationship.
That she didn't believe in anything?
Yeah, because we didn't talk about that. You know what I mean? We didn't talk about that. I didn't realize that. Didn't somebody say, oh, you believe in God? I ain't never asked you that.
I feel like I'm pretty sure that came up in conversation for us pretty early. That I grew up Catholic.
Oh, okay, yeah. See,
or
you grew up Catholic, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like, you believe in God.
That's not something you ask someone on Bumble?
That ain't something you ask, It's probably, I think it's probably one of them prompt questions though on there, probably.
Do you believe in God though?
But I do remember this. We went back home one time, right? Mm-hmm. My cousin Joe, who's a pastor, we was about to head out back to Vegas, and he gonna pray for you. No matter.
Really?
Yeah, like he's like, hey, y'all mind if I pray for you? Can we step outside and I pray for you? That's just him,
That's really cool.
Yeah. So he prayed for us, we did our thing, we got back home, blah, blah, blah. And I remember we were sitting on the couch or something like that. She was like, you remember when your cousin prayed for us? I was like, yeah. She was like, that made me feel good.
Oh, okay.
And she later said, no one's ever did that for me. I was like, oh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I thought that was like super cool to me. I thought
she probably was never around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if you're not exposed to it, like,
yeah,
you're not gonna believe anything because no one else has taught you that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it really is your parents that instill those kinds of things in you.
Factuals.
So.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that makes sense that she didn't know.